Hi, this is Danny. Thank you for joining in with this week's video. Another series of movements for hips. There's 2 or 3 videos on the restorative category on the blog page for hip exercising. This is another routine. So I've got gliders here. These are for carpets. These ones are more for hard floors. If you have a wooden floor or kitchen floor with socks on, this is just fine. Just make sure there's a mat for your pelvis and spine. So if you don't have a pair of these gliding discs, these ones are called Flowtonic, then you can use your floor. Before we do some nice 3-dimensional movements to help release your hip joints, and it's also nice for knees, let's just lie down for a moment, sense your body, say 30 seconds to relax. So lie onto your backs. If you have the gliders handy, just have those ready. And just lie down with your legs bent or your legs straight. Just allow a few breaths. Feel all the contact points of your body on the ground, back of your head, shoulder blades, pelvis, different parts of your arms depending on how your hands are rested, heels, calf muscles, a little bit of your back of your thighs. Extend your breath. It's nice to have that moment of sensing. Bringing your awareness into your body. Body is very wise, it gives you information. It's not what you're thinking about your body, it's what you're feeling from your body that's really important for all of these exercise routines. Particularly focus on think about your hip joints now. Top of your thighs, ball and socket. Can flex and extend, can move in and out, adduction, abduction, can turn in place, can rotate. And you can circle, the hip joint can circle. It's like the shoulder, it's a ball and socket. We're going to focus on releasing right into the joint and all the accompanying connective tissues to help with the health of your hip, both hips. Okay, we're going to start, so perhaps bend your knees up and come up to sit for a moment. You might even turn to one side if that's easier for you to rise. I'll give you a little visual of this before you lie down. There's a few key moves. So if we're starting on the right heel, for example, it'll look like this for flexion and extension. Very gentle. Now here's my pelvis, and just in a bit and down a bit of the hip joint. So that's kind of where the focus is. So your head will relax. If you find your neck's not comfortable, a thin wedge or towel under your head can help. It's okay to bend your other leg up. That might help your back lie a bit flat and be more comfortable. This is fine too. I prefer the other leg straight. So we'll be doing this exercise. We'll be playing with this exercise here. Now if I do this one with my foot still, I'm adducting and abducting the hip, very nice. But if we with the disc or with your sock on a shiny floor, you can also rotate the hip joint. Then we can keep it 3-dimensional and we can play and move around and add flexion, extension in with that. So we'll do lots of this, we'll change legs, and we could even have a little bit of a play of alternating. Okay, great. So take your glider. If you did want to watch a couple more, I'll show you some sideways on as well. Let's do left leg first. If you're on a mat, bring your bottom right towards the end. Arms just resting. Right leg can be out straight or bent, and it's a hip flexion exercise, and the knee flexes, and then you extend, you straighten. Now let's take this slow. You can even rest your fingertips around your left hip, and just begin to slide back and forth. Breathe easy. Your body will educate you for the tempo. Too slow can be more like toning. Too quick can be a bit irritating. So there's just this steady tempo. But your body will be more specific to let you know how fast to move. We'll find a nice breath. your spine's pretty neutral. It doesn't matter too much if you're inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to return or vice versa. Just let your breath be natural. You can roll on the outside of your heels slightly more with this. So you're slightly slightly abducting, turning away, and you're slightly externally rotating. So you're turning your hip a little bit out to the left, your knees turning out, and then return. We can abduct and internally rotate. So now the leg's falling in a bit more and out. You might go one way better than the other, depending on the natural mechanics of your hip joint and depending on your lifestyle, your environment, how you've used your hips throughout your life. Let's play with a little bit of both. You can roll up on the way in and perhaps roll out on the way down and mix that up a bit. Okay, and then keeping your heel up towards your bottom, let's do the side play. Foot goes one way, knee drops in. Foot goes in, knee drops out. On a fairly recent video, we were doing similar, lying face down with the ball underneath your thigh. Foot went one way and the ball went the other. With this case, the knee goes one way and the foot and glider goes the other. Nice breathing. You might find you can get quite a full range. You might find it doesn't go very far. You're trying not to move your pelvis too far. If you are able to see the screen right here, what I'm not trying to do is this and move my pelvis with the hip. That's borrowing space from the pelvis to make the hip look good. Relatively still. The pelvis drops a bit, it moves slightly, but not too much. Hands can be around pelvis to sense that. We can bring it all together and glide side to side, straightening and returning, and with that spinning in place, that internal-external rotation. At no point should this be uncomfortable. If it's beginning to get irritating or too much, you've done too many already. I'm feeling it resting about here. You might want to do a few more. You can always pause the video to do more. You can always rest sooner. Give that leg a bit of a shake out. You might even like to draw it into your body for a moment and draw that knee in. Okay, time to sense. So you can lie flat, legs straight or legs bent up. But let both legs be in the same position as you bring your awareness to your thighs and hip joints. They probably feel different. May not be easy to describe, but we've worked on the fluid of the hip, the connective tissues, the ligaments, the tendons, the cartilage. You just put some oil in the joint, like into an engine, to make it work better. Movement helps to increase the flexibility right in that joint and the suppleness of all those muscles and connective tissues. Okay, let's change over. We'll do right side. Glider under the right heel. Rested leg might be bent or straight. Let's begin to do flexion and extension. Arms can be resting on the pelvis. Again, if your heel of your hands are around your pelvis, your fingertips will be a bit lower around your hip joints. Take some breaths. And a fairly direct line up and down. Back's not too much affected, it's close to the ground. Lower back, check you're not really arching your back. This is restorative exercise. We're not working on strength here. We're not trying to get fitter. We're working on suppleness, which in turn helps those other qualities of fitness. The more supple you are, you'll be better at sprinting. You'll be deeper at doing strength work into squats. Now we can glide on the outside of the heel, and the right knee will turn out, and that hip externally rotates. Even incline your head a bit to that side. If you roll on the inside of your heel, your knee points in a bit. And there's a little internal rotation, adduction. You can mix it up between turning out on the way up and turning in on the way down, or in on the way up and out on the way down. If you need to rest at times, rest. Relaxation exercise. Nice breathing. We'll keep the foot up this time and feel the foot and glider go one way and the knee go the other. Doing a nice hip abduction and adduction. Taking away to the side, abduction, moving in closer to the body, adduction. But also there's the spinning in place. So the foot is moving perhaps a foot or so side to side, depending on your range. Flexibility comes by being gentle and more subtle and very aware. It doesn't get improved by forcing. If you force it, your body's going to tighten. It gets the opposite effect of flexibility. Allow the flexibility to come. Do this routine once or twice a week for several months. Even within a few weeks you'll notice a difference. Let's add flexion and extension, so gliding in and out, sliding around. Head might move a bit, nice breathing. And when you're ready to rest, just pop that out to the side. You might like to just strike your calf muscle into the ground there to relax even more. Perhaps even bring that knee in. Head could come up. Left leg could slide up as well if you like. Just a little bit of flexing. And then easing down and exhaling. Could curl into a little ball. Release down with your feet on the ground. You might slightly apart with feet, not too close to your bottom, just a comfortable distance. You might like to do a couple of knee drops with both knees lower to one side. And both knees lower partway to the other side. Head could go either way. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's take a moment to relax. Straighten out your legs or keep them bent, hands to the side, or across your pelvis again. Just come to lie back and rest and breathe. Bring your awareness to your lower body. The hips are right near the core of your body. A lot of core muscles attaching there. So by enhancing the flexibility of your hips, it really can help with your back, your pelvis, abdomen. So take a few breaths, sense that nice connection from legs to pelvis to torso, that nice flow, nice rivers of energy, nice flow from thigh through pelvis up to your spine. All those muscular connections, the nervous system, blood flow, arteries and veins. And relax, let your hips sink down towards the ground a bit. Just taking a few more breaths of relaxation as part of this mini routine. Okay, good. And then take a deeper breath in now. Hold your breath briefly, then when you're ready, breathe out slowly and fully. Give your ankles a bit of circling, wiggle your toes. Move your arms around a bit, move your hands. Bend your knees up again slowly. And you can roll to one side to sit or roll into a ball to come right up. Okay, and rest. Great job. If you have some time now, keep on the restorative page of the blog page of the website. Perhaps do a couple of spinal routines or something for the shoulders. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video and you have friends who you're a bit worried about their hips, then you can send them this video their way. Thanks for watching. See you soon.